Samuel, you look a bit off color today. You okay?
Just feeling a bit out of sorts. It's nothing to worry about.
Good, yeah. Off color and out of sorts. Different. Off color suggests illness. You may be look a bit pale. It doesn't mean that you necessarily have changed color. Okay. If you're looking off color, and you can say it about yourself, it's usually said about somebody else, you look a bit off color. Okay.
So it is has nothing to do with the pale, pale skin of face. No.
No, it can do, actually. I mean, you could look pale, okay? You could look a bit white, but not necessarily. But not necessarily. It could do. Alex, yes. What do you want to ask?
Yes, the thing is, when you say how do you feel, you answer I'm not feeling well for illness, right?
How do you feel? Yes.
Because I mean, good is for mood, right? And well is for illness, right? You cannot say I'm not good for when you are ill, right?
Let's go back to it. When you say to someone, how are you? You're not necessarily anticipating a reaction. Hi, Alex, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. Yeah, I'm fine. That's it. Okay. And most often when you're saying, how are you? You are not expecting people to talk about illness, right? It's a greeting. Depends who you are talking to. Now, you may not be feeling too good, okay? But you may, but even so, you may not like to say so. You just say, I'm okay, because you don't want to start going to details about your illness. But you, I'm fine, thank you. You okay? Yeah, fine. Yeah, okay. The other thing that we say as a greeting sometimes is, hi, all right. Which means you okay? Yeah, I'm all right, thanks. I'm okay.
Okay. Sorry, but when you want to say get well, it's for illness. You don't say get good, right?
So what is for illness?
Get well soon. I hope you get well. Well is for illness.
Which welcome, Alessandra?
Get well. All right. Get well. So you say, I hope you get well soon.
Yeah. Oh, yes, sure. But that's a response. Okay.
Right. So you don't say, I hope you get good, right? That's the point.
No, you don't. You use well because it's the adverb. You will hear people saying, I'm good, thanks. I accept it now. I hear it coming up in songs, but really it should be I'm well, okay, rather than I'm good. But it's used so often. I mean, Americans use it. I'm good. I'm good, thanks. I'm good. So we've started using it as well. I can't bring myself to use it. Okay. I always say, I'm well, thanks. I'm fine. I'm okay. I'm doing all right. So using how are you is not inquiring into the health. Unless you know that someone has been well, you know, how are you today? How are you today? Are you feeling better? Yeah. So you look a bit off color, is specifically because someone could be looking pale. Okay, you know that you look pale, or they're just looking down. You suspect that something's wrong. Okay. Out of sorts, it's not necessarily ill. It means that they can't define it. It could be ill, but they're not they're not settled. You're out of sorts. Okay, it's a bit, that sort of sounds vague, but that's what it is. Yeah, I'm not sure. Some things, it could be some things at the back of my mind. You know, we know this one, back of my mind. Something's troubling me, a bit out of sorts. You could continue it. I'm a bit out of sorts. You know, I've got a bit of a headache. Right, just before we started, I thought I must tell you this. Listen how I'm using bit of, and bit. I'm feeling a bit poorly. Start using bit. It is used so often. Usually, I was going to say in a negative. I don't necessarily mean negative. You could say, I feel a bit hungry. Okay, means a little. So a bit means a little, and it's often used in conversation. Instead of just saying, I feel hungry. Ooh, I feel a bit hungry. I feel a bit peckish. Peckish? Do you know peckish? Do you know the word?
Yes. Peckish, whether you're hungry.
Means you're hungry. Okay, you're not starving, hungry. I'm looking for chat.
Famished.
Yeah, but if you, yeah, okay, famished. See, this is how we go off the subject.
And Steve, could you also say, I feel a touch angry?
Right, you've got peckish and famished. Famished is really hungry, but you could mean really hungry. Peckish, to peck is what birds do. They peck. You see them pecking at the ground for food. What did you say, Eva? Say it again.
If you could also say, I feel a touch angry, or when you say touch, it's just when you're speaking about weather and so on.
You can use it about anything. I feel a touch hot. Oh, I feel a touch cold.
Feel a touch angry also?
Yes, you could say I feel a touch angry. I'd say a bit angry.
Yes.
A touch angry doesn't really
Collocate or yeah.
A touch angry. Annoyed. I feel a bit annoyed. And yes, you can say you could say I feel a touch annoyed. You know, some work, some.
I don't feel the nuance, you know.
Oh, it's hard, and you know
it's very hard. Yes.
Yeah, Amando, that's very good. Actually, Amando's put tad. All right. I feel. I wouldn't say tad angry. It means the same as a bit. That's super. I feel a tad. Could say I feel a tad annoyed. You might say I feel a tad angry. So I feel a tad out of sorts, you could say. I don't know why I feel a tad out of sorts. I'm not feeling myself today. Now, this is another one, very common. Am I? I don't know. I'm not feeling myself today. There's something on my mind. Don't know what it is. I've got a bit of a headache. Okay. I'm a bit sleepy. I'm a bit tired. A bit is so much part and parcel of the way we speak. A bit, a tad. I like Amando's tad. A touch is in there. It depends on it. So you see how collocations matter so much. I'm always going on about these fixed expressions. These linking and response phrases that we use, they're so important. You know, they're more important than idioms to some extent. Yeah, so that's it. All right, let's move on. Let's try and keep it onto illness. Okay. just move chat out of the way. I'm playing with my screen. Okay. Under the weather, of course, we all know. Kate has been feeling poorly. Now, poorly is quite an old-fashioned word. You do hear it still used, but I know when I was a child, being the old man as I am, poorly in my family was used often. Oh, are you feeling poorly, love? You know, are you all right? Alex, you're raising your hand. What do you want to say?
No, I mean, under the weather, I always thought it was a California expression. It isn't.
Sorry, I can't tell what you're saying. Say it again. Your mic's not very good.
Under the weather, I always thought it was an expression from California.
I'm sorry, I still don't understand what you said. You're sounding muffled.
Oh, I think it's mine. I'm going to write, okay?
Say it again.
Under the weather, I always thought it was an expression from California.
For what? For
No,
an expression for what?
from California.
Telephone.
California.
Did you say telephone?
California.
Write it.
California. California.
T-E-L-I. Telly.
Okay, I'm gonna write. I'm sorry.
Can I? California. Where are you saying California?
Oh, thought.
That, under the weather,
Hold on.
you can say it anytime. Okay? Everyone understand?
Okay.
Okay. I don't writing why you're writing California. I'm under the weather. It's one of the most famous idioms, you know. If you're in California, well, you could be feeling under the weather in California, but you'd have nice weather. Okay, so under the weather. Poorly. Are you feeling ill? Okay. No, don't know where you got that. Alex, I don't know where you got that one from. You must have been watching too much American TV, or maybe the American influence has permeated Brazil so much. Let me put that word in. To permeate, what does it mean? Samuel?
Or influenced.
Influence, to permeate. Okay, it could be American music permeated British music in the 60s before the Beatles. It was always yeah, I was saying influence in a bad way. It's in a bad way, you mean? Not necessarily. Could be in a good way. Okay. Facebook, the use of Facebook permeates our relationship these days. It influences our relationships. Okay. Right. So let's go on to the next one. I'm fighting off a cold, trying to recover from a cold. Okay. I'm trying to recover from a cold. So that's often used. You okay? Oh, no, I'm not. I'm fighting off a cold. You're feeling sorry for yourself. I'm fighting off a cold.
So, Receive, may I ask you something about this verb? If I say, for example, in language, I'm fighting cold, does it mean the same? Because I always struggle with these kind of particles, yeah, and these phrasal verbs, sometimes I forget how to use them. But if I say, for example, I'm fighting cold, do you think it means the same? Is it understandable?
It's understandable.
What is broken English?
It's
okay.
Yeah, you could say it. I think being an English teacher, I would recognize it is not quite right. Okay. But yes, you could say it. I don't think it would cause great alarm, but correctly, you use it as a phrasal verb. I'm fighting off a cold.
Thanks.
Right, Ronnie isn't in today. She's gone down with. Okay, this is usually used about a non-serious English. Not serious English, non-serious illness. She's gone down with flu. She's gone down with a cold. She's gone down with a migraine. You know, one of her migraines. She often has them. You wouldn't say that someone's gone down with cancer. It's not used in that way. Okay, so she's not come into work. Yeah, have you seen Eva recently? No, poor thing. I saw her yesterday. You know, she was sneezing and blowing her nose. She's gone down with a cold. Okay, she's caught a cold. It seems to be that's what it simply means. She's caught a cold. Alex, are you raising your hand?
No, I'm sorry.
It's you raised. Your hand is still raised.
I'm sorry. Because it's big.
Take it out. Okay. It's good, this raising the hand. Now, if you're talking about yourself, you don't say, I'm not going to work today. I've gone down with a cold. You'd say, I've come down with a cold. Okay. I've come down with a cold. Unless you were talking about the past. If you were talking about last week, I didn't go into work last week. I came down with a cold, or because it was last week, you could say I went down with a cold. Okay, but if you're talking about now, I've come down with a cold. And notice we're using the present perfect. Okay, because it's relating to the present. I still have it. You know, I've come down with a cold. To suffer from. It's used for longer term problems. Hay fever. You know what hay fever is? Hay fever is when you sneeze a lot and your eyes start watering and you might think that you've got a cold. Now, some years I get it, sometimes I don't, and I have to close the windows. It comes from the pollen in grass and trees. Pollen. Pollen.
Yes.
All right. So let me ask someone. Tiffany, do you know what pollen means? What pollen is?
Pollen?
Yeah.
From the flowers we would just like a bee to catch from one place to one place to.
Say it again. You what? You catch from?
Some like the product from the flower or from plant.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. The insects carry flower. They propagate. They spread flowers by carrying the pollen. Now, if the pollen count is high, and I always use my Alexa to check, you know, if the pollen count is high, it makes you sneeze, and it's called hay fever. Hay, like the dried grass. So hay fever. So Harry suffers from hay fever. You could suffer from migraines, because they're recurring. Okay, they I don't know. I wouldn't use it. You suffer from cancer. I wouldn't use it on that, but it's something which recurs. I suffer from IBS. This is true, which is irritable bowel syndrome. This is why I'm terrible in the morning, which can either give you diarrhea, constipation, stomachache, IBS. It's not a disease. Doctors aren't very well, don't do very well. So things like that to suffer from. You can suffer from depression. Okay, that's it. Depression and suffer often go together. She suffers from. Right. Note that hurt is different from ache. Oh, my arm hurts. I just banged it on the table. Oh, okay. I've hurt myself momentarily. I mean, it may last a little bit longer, but that's how I've hurt myself. My back aches after all that digging yesterday. Right, now, this is true. My back aches sometimes because I'm sitting here on the computer for so many hours, and my posture is not good because I sit on with a laptop with my laptop on a big laptop tray. I was being really silly then. I was going to try to show you the laptop tray, but my laptop's on top of it. But so I really do suffer from backache. I don't see you being so silly. You know, get up, go for a round, you know, go for a walk, do something, you know, stretch like that. And because of the IBS, I'm not getting exercise like I was a couple of years ago. So, yeah. So I have backache. So because of this, see if any of you remember this, I've said it before. So I'm not a happy bunny. Anyone remember this one?
It's my favorite.
Sorry?
This is my favorite. I remember it.
Eva, is that you talking? I can recognize you.
Yes. It was in the interview from the work. Yes, I remember.
That's right. That's right. It's in the recording which I did.
Yeah. It was perfect.
Isn't it? Okay. Not a happy bunny. Wait a minute. If you don't usually say I'm a happy bunny today, you can do. I'm a happy bunny today because it's my birthday and I've just received lots of presents. It's usually used. You can use it with kids when they're a bit grumpy and grousy. No, come on, what's the matter with you? You're not a happy bunny today, are you? but we use it amongst adults. It's an amusing expression. You know, why we think of bunnies, which are baby rabbits, as being happy all the time, I don't know. Probably because they bounce around. So you can say, come on, you look down. You're not a happy bunny today. No, I'm not a happy bunny. Yeah, I've just looked at my bank statement and I have no money left. So I'm not a happy bunny. So I'm not a happy bunny because I've got this IBS and I'm sometimes suffering from backache. So there we go. Backache. Aches and pains. Aches and pains, it's very common. Mum's feeling fine apart from the usual aches and pains. Now, we do not say pains and aches. Why? Anyone tell me?
Because this is the fixed expressions.
Sorry, who said that?
It's me.
Who's me? Because I can't see you.
Sorry, I mean it's May. M-A-Y, May.
Oh, May! This is a problem. I'm going to come and sort your government out, May, and get your electricity out, back on. Right, May, so funny. Yeah, normally, May, I recognize your voice because we speak so much. I thought you said it's me. Which is what we say on the television, on the telephone, isn't it? Hello, it's me. My daughters do that. That's me. Yeah. Which one? My nieces do it too because they both sound the same. It's me. Right. Say it again, May. What did you say? It's a fixed expression.
Yes, it's a fixed expression and we can't change the order of the words.
Yes, it's actually a collocation. Okay. And it's called a binominal. I know I've done this with you before.
Yes.
It's like saying knife and fork. You wouldn't say fork and knife. It's like you say, I was going to say day and night. No, I won't use that one. It's like saying backwards and forth.
Like back and forth.
Forth. We'd say back and forth. Forth. Okay. Hither and thither. If you said to me, yeah, Mum's feeling fine, apart from her usual pains and aches, sound really wrong. So binominals are important. Yeah, Alex, what are you asking?
The verb, I'm feeling or having aches and pains.
Either. She has aches and pains. You've got
She
feels all right, sorry, she feels fine apart from. Okay.
you cannot use a verb.
Sorry, I don't understand what you mean.
You cannot use a verb. You cannot say, I have my aches and pains.
Yeah, I've got aches and pains. Yeah. Yeah, that's what you would say. I've got the usual aches and pains. Right, I see what you mean. I've got usual, yeah. You could say I'm feeling my usual aches and pains.
Okay,
but more likely to say I've got my usual aches and pains. But here, not using any verb at all. Yeah, fine, apart from the usual aches and pains. I've got, you could use instead of I've got the usual aches and pains.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
And here's another one. Cuts and bruises. Cuts, you know, you've cut yourself. Bruise, you know, when you bumped your elbow on the door or you've fallen down. A bruise is when your skin goes purple and blue. Okay. As we're going to see, Bruise can be used in a different way as well. Okay, it doesn't have to mean a physical bruise. So we can't say bruises and cuts. What time is that? Sorry, and I'm trying to go through these quickly because I want to do some exercises. So keep making notes. Stinging. Okay, stinging, you touch a nettle. Do you remember we talked, Eva, was it you we talked about, because was it you who makes nettle soup? No, it was Marina, actually. A nettle is a plant. It looks innocuous. Innocuous. Innocuous, we know, innocuous.
Is it something like
Not dangerous, yes.
Yeah, it looks ordinary. I always look, right, let me put. Innocuous. A nettle, it just looks like a weed. It's got little spikes on it. It's not like a thistle with obvious spikes on it. Right, unless you know what it is, it's different. But the little points of its leaves penetrate the skin, and it's so annoying because it hurts. You nettle yourself. I remember my cousin once falling into a bed of, like you talk a bed of flowers, a bed of nettles, a whole lot of them, and he had these little lumps appeared all over the place. And as I said last Thursday, always growing near these nettles is a leaf. We call it in England, it's a broad leaf called a dock leaf, D-O-C-K. And it shows that herbal medicine works because you rub the dock leaf. As soon as it happens to me, you rub the dock leaf. Sorry, I'm just trying to scroll you all down so I can see you. You rub the dock leaf on the sting and it goes away. It's herbal medicine. Tiffany, you should know all about herbal medicine because the Chinese are very good at herbal medicine, aren't you?
Yes, herbal are often used in Chinese medicine, but I do not. I only know I need to just a common few.
I've got a lot of Chinese friends from living in Malaysia, and some of them were, if I was ever ill, they had their remedies, and yeah, they're popular in England as well. So that's stinging, and you get stung by a bee. Okay, just to mention quickly, because I don't think I cover it later, you can be stung in another way. You can get stung by someone cheating you. Okay, I bought that car. He assured me that everything worked perfectly. The next day, it just wouldn't start. It's a complete wreck. I was completely stung, and I don't have the guy's address. So you've been cheated. Okay, that's the metaphorical use of stung. My head is throbbing. This is very common. It's an adjective. Well, it's not, okay, it's not used as an adjective. Well, it is used as an adjective. It's yeah, it is used as an adjective. I've got a throbbing headache. It's like pulsating. Other things throb. What else can you think throb of? What else throbs outside of illness? Come on, Sandra. Oh, Alma, come on, vocabulary queen. What else throbs? Where are you, Alma? I'm looking for you.
I'm here, but I can't.
Right.
It doesn't come to my mind. It's not coming to my mind.
Drifting.
Heart.
Were you drifting away? I couldn't see you, so you were probably drifting away. What else throbs?
Music?
Heart.
What?
Heart.
Hearts.
Cars. Yeah, what throbs in a car?
Engine.
The
Engine.
engine.
You switch the engine on and it's throbbing away.
The city throbs with life.
City throbs with life. Yeah. It's, oh, what was it like in town today? Oh, I'm glad to be back. Yeah, it's just before Christmas. So many crowds. It was absolutely throbbing. Everyone out at the last minute. You know, what was the music festival like? It was throbbing, not only with the music, but throbbing with the people. So beating with pain. Stiff neck. Don't usually say a hurt neck. Stiff neck. I occasionally get those. Yoga, you know, do some kind of yoga exercises to get rid of them. You have to start moving your neck. You've been sitting in a draft, or you've been sitting in the position. Twist your ankle. Now you can also talk about spraining your ankle, which I think is more difficult. As a kid, I was always twisting my ankle. I suppose because as a child, you're a bit more fragile. You injure it by turning it suddenly. Now, I did this when I was living in, I was living in Turkey, and where I lived, a nice apartment near the sea, but there's a building site around it. I say a nice apartment, it was bloody cold in the winter. There was Istanbul. There's a building site, and I went for a walk. And walking along this building site, there was some wire on the ground, and I didn't see it, and I tripped. Now, I could say I twisted my ankle, but it was more painful than that. I thought it was my ankle. It was actually my foot. And I found it difficult to get back home. I had to cut a stick to get back home. And it swelled, okay? Swelled, we talk about it swelling out. It became bigger. Cutting a long story short, it turned out, okay, that's a good expression, to turn out, the end result, it turned out that it was fractured. Actually, it was my foot, not my ankle, but it was fractured. So again, I ended up having to have a cast on it. A cast, a plaster cast, where you can't move it. A cast is one of those things where people write messages on it. You know, get well soon. You seen it? Do you know what I mean by a plaster cast?
Yes.
Okay. So, yeah, but a twisted ankle usually goes away. You find yourself nice word for you. You hobble around. Okay. You know, when you drag one foot behind you, right? It's like limping. Oh, I put lump. Wait a minute. Again. You limp, you hobble. I'm getting distracted again here, but have I put hobble? Yeah, hobble. Plaster, I'll come back to plaster in a minute. Okay, if you hobble, you're moving like you've hurt something, as in limp. And you can hobble a plan. Hobble someone's plan is to destroy it. But I'm getting to just another example of using it metaphorically. It means you hobble their plan. It means you cripple their plan if you hobble the plan. Limp Okay, you limp uses an adjective. Limp means weak. Yeah. Thank you, Alma. Yes, very good. Plaster cast. Okay. This is why I call Alma my vocabulary queen.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. It's nice to have some help. Feel a bit dizzy. Okay. You know what dizzy is? You could say I feel a bit faint as well. Yeah. When we were kids, I don't know if you used to do that. Did you ever do that game where, yeah, Alma's laughing. You used to make yourself dizzy. You'd spin yourself around until you couldn't stand up. Okay. Did you used to do that, Tiffany? As a kid? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, we have a spinning rules that's that kind of game.
Yeah.
But I only did it when I was very young, was a kid only.
It's crazy as kids. You used to like doing it. You know, you'd be in a group, you'd all spin round, and then
Yeah.
then you'd stagger, then you'd find yourself staggering. You couldn't walk properly, and you'd fall down. She was a bit feverish this morning. Now, actually, I don't. Yeah. Okay. People use it. I don't use it so much. And this used to Alma, I'll direct this at you. Because I think of feverish as being pretty serious. Because I think back to the days of when there was something called scarlet fever. When I did summer schools, when I ran summer schools in England, I had mainly for the last few years Italian students, and they were always accompanied by a doctor and a nurse or a couple of nurses. Now, the reason this particular group is because they were part of a union. It was INDAP. Do you know INDAP?
Yeah.
Okay, so
or maybe IMPDI. Maybe no.
INDAP. I can't remember what it says. So and one of the nurses, Plotty. I see her on Facebook a lot. She's lovely. I'm still really good friends with her. But whenever they were ill, which with Italian students happened a lot. Okay, these are teenagers. I have a fever. Now, we would never use that. Steve, I can't come to the lesson this morning. I have a fever. I mean, we use fever like, you know, you're probably going to die or something. But it always so strange. It's so strange to me. You know, they'd always got a temperature. They had fever.
But that's because fever is very similar to febbre, and we use febbre in Italian. You see? Yeah, you see. It's a false friend, not one of those things where. Yeah.
It is a false friend. And I should know, having known the Italian from. I said, you haven't got a fever, you know. Come on, you haven't got a fever. You know, you might have a temperature, but there was no doubt about it that my Italian teenagers, ragazzi, were a bunch of hypochondriacs. Hypochondriac. Everyone know what hypochondriac is? Okay,
Yes.
yes. Tiffany, Sandra, hypochondriac. Amanda,
Yes, I can relate.
Samuel, Tanya, May, hypochondriac.
Please spell it.
Nelly, you want me to type it?
Like
There you go.
who is very, very worried about his or her well-being.
Yes, chap. It's a person who thinks he has the. Yeah, I like the way you put that, Alessandra. Not quite. I've just put it there, May. Thanks. A person who thinks he has the whole illness possible. Is Alex, instead of saying the whole, say every. Okay, a person who thinks he has every illness possible. Okay, I can't see you, Alexandra. Alessandra, you've got a blank screen. Never mind. Okay, so that's what it means. Okay, where are we going? Stiff neck, ankle, feverish, nauseous. I had a terrible nauseous feeling after taking it. Nauseous, yes, it means it's a doctor term, nauseous feeling. I wouldn't actually say that. I would actually say I felt terribly sick. Okay, I felt terribly sick. I might say to the doctor, I felt nauseous, but in conversation we normally say I felt sick. I've covered this before. To be sick can mean two things. It can mean that you just feel unwell, and it can also mean, if you say I've been sick, it means you can feel unwell, or it can mean that you've been vomiting. Okay, and again, rather than saying I've been sick, it means you've vomited. Okay, if you said I've been sick all night, you then say, Samuel, you're smiling. What am I going to say? Because you said before, I've been
Throwing up.
I've been throwing up.
Puking.
Yeah, I hate that word actually, but it's right. I've been puking. Okay. Yeah, you sometimes, yeah. God. When I saw that, used metaphorically, when I saw what she was wearing, I nearly puked. Okay. When she, talking about someone who's, when she appeared on the beach in that skimpy bikini, I nearly puked. Okay, you could say it about a man. Nellie's laughing. Oh, it's about a kind of a fat man. When I saw him appear on the beach in those little shorts, I nearly puked. Alessandra, are you raising your hand again?
No.
Alex? It says your hand view.
Yes, I wrote on the chat.
Nausea is the only illness we do not use.
Also, we could also say retch or gag, no, as a synonyms for vomiting.
Latched.
Gag.
Yeah, I'll come back to it. Let me just answer Alessandra. She's got a good point there. No, you don't say I've got nausea. You say I feel nauseous. Okay. He has nausea. I've got nausea. It doesn't really work. There's no real reason why you shouldn't say it, but it doesn't really work. You felt nauseous. Yeah, I think, yeah, Alessandra, you're saying, am I right? Yeah, I'll go with you on that, okay? It's not a rule, but it's not used. So yeah, well done, Alex. Okay, yeah. If you're gagging, if you gag, you see something horrible, or maybe but you're not actually being sick. Okay.
Do you churn?
No, let me come back to it though. Okay, let me come back to it, Samuel. You use something else as well as gag. What did you say, Alma?
You retch.
No,
Again, it's similar. Yeah.
if you retch, you might be, you retch, but you don't necessarily bring anything up.
Mm-hmm.
Could do, you may do. And these expressions we use in a metaphorical way as well. Yeah, retch.
Yes.
Right. Samuel, sorry, what did you say? You said churning. No, it's your stomach that churns. Okay, your stomach's churning. You ate too much. I shouldn't have eaten that last portion of ice cream. My stomach's churning now. This is me. I'm always doing this. Okay, my stomach's churning.
Can the stomach swirl too?
Stomach can swell, yes.
But swirl, S-W.
No, it doesn't swirl. Swirl is S-W-I-R-L. No, it doesn't. It churns. It's like when you churn milk. You churn milk, you turn it over and over to make cheese. Okay? Your stomach churns. And now we're going to use it more metaphorically. But no, actually, it's not metaphorically because it's true. Your stomach churns when you see an accident. My stomach, I saw what was going to happen as the two cars approached each other. My stomach churned. Okay. Now, you can also say, and this doesn't have anything to do with illness, when I saw what was going to happen, I saw what had happened, my stomach fell. You know what? You know when you go on, if you've ever been on a roller coaster, a Big Dipper, that actually happens. I used to find it very exciting, actually, because your stomach seems to go down. Okay, your stomach fell, you're suddenly scared. You know, you're worried about something. Right, let me. What's that? Gone to there. Stiff neck. Shivery is like trembling. I want to move on a bit because I want to do some exercises. You can always ask me another time if you don't know these. I will do a recording, okay, so that you've got all these. Trembling. Trembling is like shivering. Okay, trembling all over. So, and you can tremble when you've got flu. Yeah. Alessandra, what are you asking? Alex, you've got your hand raised.
Hi, on the chat, please.
Sorry?
On the chat.
Yeah, it's now okay. Alessandra's asking a good question. This, I think, came up last time. The difference between sore and pain. If you've got a sore, you have a sore throat, but you use sore for throat. It's about collocations again. Your throat is painful, but you talk about a sore. you've scratched your arm. It's still sore. So you don't say it's still pain. Right? So you've got a sore. You wouldn't say I've got a sore stomach. No, sorry, you could say I've got a sore stomach, but you couldn't say I've got a pain stomach. You'd have to say painful. So
Stomach ache. Huh?
sorry?
Stomach. I know stomach ache is the most common.
Stomach aches is most common, yes.
Yeah.
And you can actually say I've got a stomach pain, but it's not so common. Stomach. If you said I've got a stomach pain, you might be referring to a particular part of it. You wouldn't say stomach sore. It's a question of collocations, Alessandra. What is sore? A sore is usually less serious, but I don't want to generalize here. My arm is still sore. My elbow is still sore from when I bumped it on the door. My hand is still sore from having poured the boiling water over it. Okay, it's so burnt, it's so sore. Now, you could use painful there as well. Okay, you could say it's still painful, but sore is kind of more lingering. There's a fine difference between the collocation. Okay, all right, Alex, okay. Alessandra, okay. Yeah. You have to memorize its collocation. Sore elbow, painful elbow. Yes, I'd say sore elbow. Sore hand. Yes, sore throat. Okay. Yeah, looking in chat. So say, yeah, you'd say sore throat. You know what a sore throat is. Yeah, it's a collocation, sore throat. My nose is bunged up. My nose is all bunged up, means blocked. And this is, you can't breathe. It's bunged up. A bung is something you stick into a bottle. It's like a cork, or into a cask, into a barrel. You bung it up. To bung it up is to block. But you can also say my nose is blocked up. Bung is more informal, often used. Okay, my nose is. I'm sorry, I can't speak very well. My nose is all bunged up. Okay. Can you pass me the inhaler?
And Steve, what is a runny nose then? Runny nose is very different.
The ones which kids have, and it looks horrible when the nose is running
yes.
down onto their lips.
Yeah.
And all right, if it's your own kids, you get a tissue and you wipe it straight away.
Yeah.
Straight away. There's nothing worse than seeing somebody else's child with a runny nose. Okay.
Yes, it's disgusting. Yes.
And it's disgusting. And the parents are nearby, so you don't like to interfere. You don't like saying, "Excuse me, your child's got a runny nose. Do you mind wiping it? It's making me feel sick." Okay.
It's not too polite, yes.
It wouldn't be very polite, really, no. Okay, my nose is all bunged up. He's on the mend, okay? He's getting better, often used. Over the worst, past the most difficult people. She'll be back on her feet again soon. Back on her feet doesn't mean that she's not been able to walk. Okay, it could do. I mean, it could be that she's hurt her legs or her ankle, but it just means that she's not. She's been resting. She's in bed. One thing which I haven't included here is if someone can't get out of bed, then you talk about them as being bedridden. I put this onto Facebook once as vocabulary. Bedridden. It's a very strange expression, but you can see Alessandra, pain is strong and instantly. Pain is for strong. Oh, take out instantly ache, Alessandra. Yeah. Bedridden. Can you work out how that comes about? Bedridden. Bed, we know. What about ridden? What does ridden mean? Can someone use it in a hospital? Does it mean rid in as get rid of the rubbish?
Nope, like ride, ridden.
Right. So go on, Samuel, give me a sentence with it.
The terrible accident left him bedridden.
No, sorry, that doesn't work. I'm looking for you. I can't see you. But he had ridden. No, take it out of accident.
So he was what, left bedridden?
I'm looking for it. No, just take it out of accident. Okay.
I was bedridden for several weeks.
Yeah, but
my doctor.
I want ridden used. Okay. I have never ridden a horse. Okay. I never rode a horse. I've never ridden a horse. It's present perfect. So you ride a horse. It's to do with ride, not get rid of. So bedridden, riding a bed. And I had to think about that to work it out, because I think ridden, it's like get rid of, bedridden. But you do talk about people being bedridden. Yeah, it's very sad, you know. Her grandmother, she's still at home, but she's bedridden now. She has to rely on the nurse to visit her every day.
Confined to bed, right? He was confined to bed. Is that
Who said that? Who said
Sandra?
Sandra.
Sandra.
Yeah, confined to bed. It doesn't sound as serious, Sandra. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
The children are confined, you know, confined to bed. So I've confined them to bed until they recover. Yeah. Okay. Right. Don't say it. I want you to raise your hand if you want to do it, and I'll choose someone. Number 1.
Me, because this one is easy. Sorry, raise your hand. This one.
Number 1.
Okay, she was feeling under the weather and a bit feverish, should be.
Yeah.
So she took the day off.
A bit feverish. Good. Okay.
Okay.
Number 2. Alma.
So I felt really, I think it was off color yesterday, and my head was throbbing, not throwing, So I took a painkiller.
Good. Very good. Okay. Right. Amanda and Sandra, you've had your turn for the moment. Okay. So we'll have someone else now.
I will try it.
Go on then.
I felt a bit out of sorts and seemed to have aches and pains. No. Yes, more aches and pains than usual.
Very good. Okay, do the second one, then, Eva.
Maria has has back. Maria's back hurts.
No. She has.
Sore back or
She has. All right, let's move.
backache.
Backache.
Ache. Has backache.
Backache
Okay.
after carrying that heavy suitcase of yours.
Okay.
So backache. It's a backache.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Any volunteers? Kate, go on, you have a go.
Freddie has been fighting a cold for the last few days.
Say it again. Freddie has been
Fighting off the cold.
off a cold. Okay.
Off a cold.
Off a cold. Okay, number 6.
I'm sorry, I won't make it to your party because I've come down with flu.
Great. So, super. Okay, well done, Kate. Nelly, you're raising your hand. Just because you want to go at the next one.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
Do you suffer from any allergies? How did you get all those cuts and bruises?
Right. Super. Was there anything else you wanted to ask? Or was that your volunteer? Okay.
No, I'm fine. Thanks.
Okay.
So may I?
Yeah.
Hello, Dan. Good to see you back on your feet.
Yes. Good. Good to see you back on your feet. Yeah. Could use on the mend, but back on your feet is a good one there. Well done. Okay. Who hasn't had a go? Tiffany, can you
I've
do
come with.
Yeah.
I've lost it. Number 2.
Okay. Should I go? I rang it in today. I have come down with a cold.
Yeah, good. I've come down with a cold. Well done. Okay. Who hasn't had a go? Sandra. Sandra, you there?
Yes. Yes, my person doesn't good. I am feeling better now.
Yeah, but I want something else.
And I'm out of sorts.
Why would out of sorts work?
I'm okay, but not still totally fine.
I'm feeling. Go on. I'm because she's saying she's going to be out within a week or so, so she's feeling better. So
I am fighting off a cold.
No, because
She's on the mend.
Recovering.
May, I'm asking Sandra.
Sorry.
Be a good girl, class. Okay.
I am on the mend.
I'm on the mend. Alessandra. Okay, all right, May. I know you too well, May. You're so eager and enthusiastic. Don't worry. Alice saying, last year I was so unlucky. I could not believe I had my ankle twisted at the New Year's Eve. Why have we gone back to talking about twisted, Alex? Right. No, it does not work because you're using passive there. Last year, I was so unlucky. You didn't have your ankle twisted. You twisted your ankle. It must be active past. It must be active. Someone didn't twist your ankle. Right? You twist it yourself. And you say at the New Year's Eve. You'd have to say at New Year's Eve, not at the New Year's Eve, at New Year's Eve, unless you were going to say at the New Year's party. Now, the only way you could say that passive is last year I was so unlucky. I could not believe I had my arm twisted to drink too much at the New Year's party and could not go to work for a week. So you can have your arm twisted, but you can't have your leg twisted. You twist your own leg. Right, let's move down. What time is it? All right, I'm going to do this one. Don't
Over the worst, no? Was it the other one?
Which one?
The one about being on the mend, recovering, no?
I've been on, it was on the mend, I'm sorry, on the mend, yeah.
Or I'm over the worst, meaning that now it's recovering. Yeah.
You could use over the worst as well. That would work as well. Yeah. Where are we?
Yeah.
Okay, everyone has a cold now. Simple. You'll get over it.
Yes.
Come on, darling. Come on. You'll be okay. All right. You'll get over it. You'll get better. You'll get over it. What would you say? Anyone?
Beat the flu? Or to
Fight off.
Fighting off? Fight off the flu?
Fighting off the flu. Okay. Or I'm trying to fight off the flu, but nothing seems to help. Yeah, it could be several. Lily was quite ill last week, but she's
back on her feet.
Tanya, it could be
on the mend as well.
She's on the mend. She's on the mend. Mm-hmm. She'll be back at work on Monday. Yeah. I feel a bit under the weather today. I feel a bit off color. It can be either. It could be either of those. Okay. You could twist it around so I don't feel myself today. I'm sure I'll be fine tomorrow.
Out of sorts.
Yeah, I feel a bit out of sorts. You could use that one as well. So all these things you can slot in. Yeah, they're just going to make you sound so much more fluent.
Off color as well, yeah.
Yeah, no, I said off color. Yeah. Number 8. I used to
Suffer
Suffer.
Suffer from.
suffer from. Good. Yeah. Right. Now, this is interesting now. Okay. Medical metaphors. And these, I mean, we use them a lot. So we often use them as if they were an illness. The current spate of car thefts. I can explain spate. Spate is like series. Okay. Spate is like series. The current series, spate of car thefts, is a symptom of a deeper underlying problem. So there you've got symptom being used. So what it could mean is the current spate of car thefts is a symptom of a deepening underlying problem. Well,
Is a reason for.
It's a reason for, yes. Yeah, well, what's that? What do you mean? Well, I mean, the reason for it is because a lack of funding of the police. Okay? Make it silly. Because people don't have car alarms. Yeah? If people had car alarms, there'd be far less. So you're using diagnose. Okay? You Samuel's difficulties in communicating. I'm picking on you, Samuel. You know this is not true. Samuel's difficulty in communicating in English is because he never studies. You know, sorry, I should say we can diagnose its problem as a lack of studying. Okay, as a lack of commitment. That's the diagnosis. All right. There's use of something else here. Okay. Symptomatic. Okay. So his behavior symptomatic of a lack of self-confidence. His behavior is symptomatic of the way he was brought up, or his being neglected as a child. Trump's behavior is, you know, ex-President Trump, I have to bring him in it. Trump's behavior was and still is symptomatic of someone who would like to be a dictator. Okay. Putin's behavior is symptomatic of someone with, I'm going to use twisted again, a twisted mind. Putin's behavior is symptomatic of what can we say? It's symptomatic of what? Tanya, come up with a word. It's symptomatic of someone who is really evil. Okay. Someone who has no regard for human life. So symptomatic, use a lot. Okay. You read it in the papers. Probably unlikely to use it so much in conversation, but you'll come across it in papers. The causes of the problem can be diagnosed. The outlook for a situation can also be referred to as a prognosis. Now, a prognosis, we were talking about mild illnesses here. Prognosis in medicine can be also more serious illness, you know. So what's the prognosis, doctor? Well, let's hope it doesn't come to it, but I think you may have to have an operation to remove the tumor, or prognosis is it should get better over time. Let's be more, it should heal itself. It's not a bad injury. So it's the outlook. So if we move down. So, you know, we go down ailing. I use this on Facebook in vocabulary. His father is ailing. He's getting worse. I don't expect him to be here for very much longer. Sorry, my mouse is all over the place. The economy has been ailing for some time. Yeah, well, our economy has been ailing for some time because of our bloody awful government. And I don't have any hopes of a recovery soon. But in medical terms, you know, his father is ailing. Okay, his father is ailing, you know. Is 92. Is 92. So it's not surprising. Okay, he visits him. He visits him in the care home quite a lot. So that's a medical term, and it's used metaphorically. A rash, a lot of small red spots on the skin. A lot of things happening at the same time. So as we'll see later, a rash of burglaries. High temperature, fever, high temperature. World Cup fever. We talk about. We also use mania, actually, in that way. And when the Beatles first appeared, I remember them first coming out. I mean, there was Beatlemania, okay? Especially when they went to America. It was incredible. You could have called it fever. At fever pitch.
Or gold fever. Gold fever.
Sorry, say again.
I said goat fever in America.
Goat fever?
Yes. Yes, so when a lot of people came to America and they was digging the gold.
Ah, gold fever.
Gold fever.
Oh, gold, yes. Yeah, yeah, very good. Sorry. You know what I thought you said? Is that you, Alessandra? I can't see.
It was me, Eva.
Eva, sorry. I thought it was... yeah, I thought you said goat fever. You know, as in a goat. Yeah, gold fever. Yeah, in the 1840s, there was gold fever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was gold fever in America. Everyone panning. They were panning for gold. Yeah, people got rich. Very good. Yeah, fever pitch.
Or Saturday Night Fever, no? You remember?
I do. Olivia Newton-John, who was sadly dancing,
Yeah.
and it was an American actor.
Well, John Travolta, no?
John Travolta. Yeah. Yeah, she was lovely. Oh, what is that doing? My mouse is doing funny things. Let's just move. Right. Car. Okay. Mark left on a skin. I've got a scar on my knee. I got it when I was about 8 years old. It's very mild. I've got a scar on my head from when I was in an accident, but you can't see it because of my hair. So you can use this. Children will always be scarred by experiencing war. She won't marry again. She was scarred by her experience when she was married before. To infect. Everyone at schools had chicken pox. Now Helen's infected too. Remember chicken pox? Talked about this on Thursday. You know, when you want to scratch the spot and you're not supposed to. So I hope Helen's enthusiasm will infect everyone else. I wish she'd leave. Her negative attitude is infecting everyone else. Okay, so that's how it's used. It's passed on. Pulse. The journalist really has his finger on the pulse of public relations, of how things are changing. Our government doesn't have its pulse on the way many people are thinking. So you take your pulse, the beating of your heart. Okay. I could feel my heart beating. Just, more likely a girl is going to say this. Oh, my heart was beating. My pulse was racing when I met him. Okay, so you talk about the pulse racing as well. Okay, some pictures. I've actually got some exercises as well, but we're not going to have a chance to do them, I don't think. Let's have a look at this. This is how I started. Right. Her head is
Throbbing.
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 Yeah, throbbing.
Off color.
Off color.
On demand.
It's on demand. Okay, you keep quiet for a minute, Samuel. Okay, thank you.
Left ear. Pads and brushes.
No.
Scarred.
Scarred, yeah. Who said that?
Alma.
Yeah, scarred. The accident left him scarred. A marriage broke down and left her scarred. It could also be bruised, actually. But in the picture of him, he's likely to be scarred. Okay, so if I was just showing a bruise there, her marriage breakdown left her bruised, but bruise is not as strong as scarred. You talk about carrying the scar in an emotional sense. He carried the scar with him for the rest of his life. Who's writing here? Tiffany, can we say trauma?
Leave him a trauma.
Sorry?
Can we say his accident leave him a trauma?
Yeah, I've just seen. Is that you, Tiffany? I can't see.
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Can we say trauma? Right. His accident left him in trauma. In trauma. That you can't say it left him trauma. You would have to say left him traumatized.
Oh, traumatized.
Okay. Left him traumatized. Same with her. Her marriage breakdown left her traumatized or left her in a trauma. Now, I'd use trauma for him, Tiffany. I don't think I would use it for her. I'd use scarred, or I'd used bruised. If she was traumatized, it's a bit too strong. Actually, it's traumatized suggests a short-term thing. It's shock. Okay. Shocked. Well, marriage breakdown left her shocked. It's unlikely, unless her husband just walked out on her and she was shocked. Do you follow what I'm saying, Tiffany? Okay. Yeah. Right now, if let's say that he's traumatized. If I was showing a picture there of her being hit by a husband, I could say that the fact that her husband had hit her left her traumatized. Understand? It's a more instant thing. You might say it left her traumatized for days, but scarred and bruised suggests longer. His accident left him scarred. You know, he wore the scar. He had the scar for the rest of his life. Her marriage breakdown left her scarred, and she did not have another relationship for many years, or she swore never to trust men again. Okay? So I wouldn't use traumatized in that sense. Okay, but trauma is a good word. Trauma is a good word. Yeah, I mean, you have that part of hospitals. If you work in hospitals, you know, they deal with trauma all the time. This one.
That's a nightmare.
Yeah. So the man in bed. Okay. He had one. He had a nightmare. What's happening in the other picture?
They're in a tiff. They're discussing, arguing.
They're having it. They're not in a tiff. They're having a tiff.
Having a tiff. Yes, they're
right.
having a tiff.
A tiff is more likely to be in the marriage.
Hello. Yeah. Right.
They had a tiff, which is a mild disagreement, a fallout. They had a fallout. Okay.
Can we say, like, metaphorically, the meeting was a nightmare as well?
Yeah, who's
metaphorical?
Who's saying that, Tanya? That's you. The meeting. Yeah, the meeting was a nightmare. Everyone was arguing. Good, well done, Tanya. The meeting was, and what collocates with that is absolute. Absolutely, sorry. No, absolute. The meeting was an absolute nightmare. Everyone was shouting at each other. Amanda was yelling at Susan. Susan was shouting back. Okay. You could say about her, we'll call her, say she's Amanda. Oh, a meeting was a nightmare. Amanda in particular was a nightmare. She was a nightmare. She always is. Yeah. That Eva is a nightmare. God, she's always talking. God, stay away from her. You know what Eva's like? She's a nightmare. Eva, I love you. Oh, never mind. Okay. Right. Let's look at the next one.
Backed up.
What?
Bunk up.
Bunged up. Yeah. Okay. The road can be blocked. Locked up. Okay. Easy one.
Twisted. Sprain.
Yeah. Why can he says she's done it to her? What does that mean?
Like you twist somebody's words. Now you've changed. You want to give that you give to them a meaning which is your person driven by your personal interests.
Yeah, but not necessarily a personal interest. You've twisted.
Yes.
You've twisted what I'm saying. I didn't say that. Okay. You always twist the argument around to what you want to do. Okay. Right. So he could be saying, you twisted it around. I did not say I still loved her. I said I still cared for her. Well, and she says, well, it's the same thing. You obviously do love her. No, I didn't say that. I said I still cared for her. You're twisting my words. Okay? Very common. I should have been an actor. I don't know. What's this one?
Flaring up, flaring.
Is she flaring up for a cup of tea?
Yeah, that's not good. Yeah.
Oh, that's not good, is it? No.
She's doing the same for
Come on. My head is
throbbing. No.
No, she's not throbbing for a cup of tea.
No.
Boom, boom.
Dying.
No.
Oh.
What does your head do? Your head? You have a head.
You have a headache.
Aching. Oh, she's okay. Aching. Yes, aching.
For a cup of tea. Okay. She is longing for a cup of tea. I mean, she's British, so she's going to be aching for a cup of tea. She's been out. You hear people say this. Oh, I'm aching for a cup of tea. I'd give anything for a cup of tea. Okay. Sometimes with me, it's coffee. Actually, I'd say, God, I'm aching for a cup of coffee. I need my caffeine fix. I'm aching for a cup of coffee.
Pain in the neck.
Yes. Pain in the neck. He's got a stiff neck, pain in the neck. Who's here? Okay. And of course, it could be, if I'd shown a different picture here and shown his backside, his bottom.
Pain
Pain
in
in
his
the
ass.
Yes.
Pain in the what, Eva?
In the butt.
Well, that's
Ass. Ass.
Ah,
pain in the butt is American. All right. We would say pain in the backside, but come on, we had a laugh about this. What do we normally say? We don't normally say pain in the backside, do we? Come on.
No, you say pain in the arse.
Pain in the arse. Okay. So, God, you're such a pain in the arse. Okay. So that's what and that is what it is more likely to say. I can't imagine in this situation where two people talking to each other, two British guys talking to you, oh, you're such a pain in the neck. It would be very unlikely, okay? They're obviously angry at each other, and it's far more likely that is saying, for God's sake, Daniel, you're such a pain in the arse. Sorry if it sounds rude, but this is English. I mean, this is what you are going to hear. It depends where you are, of course. Okay. Don't walk around your hospital department, Tiffany, saying that people are a pain in the arse. Okay. You might say that they're a pain in the neck. It depends who you're talking to. If you're talking to a friend and you're sitting having a coffee, you can well say, yeah, well, she's a pain in the arse. And they might go, oh, Tiffany said that. Sweet Tiffany, gosh, I'm shocked. She's really learning English. Okay. Just be careful. Use it in context.
Prognosis.
Who said that?
Kate.
Kate, I thought it was. Yes, the prognosis is not good. She's telling her she's got to have an operation. I mean, maybe I don't know. Prognosis is not good. You're going to have chemotherapy. Whatever it is. Here, sales are going down. Okay, the prognosis is not good.
Shivering.
Yeah, shivering. Okay, and it's like trembling. It's shivering. Something gives you the shivers. You don't say the trembles. A horror movie can give you the shivers. Someone unpleasant can give you the shivers. I don't like that guy. You know, a woman could say this about a man. He's always leering, Leering, meaning he's always looking at me, staring. He's always looking at me. He gives me the shivers. I don't like walking down that road where the murder happened. It gives me the shivers. Shivering.
Huh.
Thick.
Throwing up.
He's throwing up. Little cartoon. I thought that was quite clever of me doing that. Little cartoon of the man. Okay. Sorry, and I made a typo at the bottom here. Sales are. So this should say sales are.
Covering, sure.
On demand.
On demand?
On demand. Okay. Alessandra, you said earlier, can you spell? They're having, you put thief. No, I can't remember who said it. I think it was Alma, probably. Not thief. I'm looking at chat here. It's tiff.
Tiff, T-I-F-F, yes.
T-I-F-F. A tiff is it's happened. A tiff happens usually between close friends, or in a marriage, or in a romantic partnership. They've had a tiff. He promised to do the washing up and he hasn't done, so they've had a tiff. Or between, usually it's more between women than it is men. Oh, they've had a tiff. So let's use a joke. Okay. Why are Tiffany and Kate not talking to each other? Oh, they've had a bit of a tiff, so I heard. Okay. Tiffany said that she didn't like Kate's new dress, and Kate took umbrage. Umbrage?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, I spelled it wrong. Umbrage. So they've had a tiff. Sorry about using your names, Tiffany and Kate. It's just I search for a name and I'll look at people in front of me. Okay, I always do it. All right.
And Steve, tiff is somehow not so hard as an argument. Is it something smoother, or what is the difference between tiff and argument?
A tiff is milder.
Mild, yes. So I'm right. Okay.
Tiff is milder. Yeah, they've had an argument. They've had an argument. They've had a fallout. A tiff is a small part. Oh, they've had a tiff. A tiff is usually used about close relationships. It can be used about something else. What's the matter? Oh, you're at work. What's the matter? Oh, I've just had a tiff with that Nellie who works in accounts. She's so, she's so formal. She wouldn't give the information. So I've had a tiff with her. Okay. What's the matter? I've had a tiff with Alma. Why? She wouldn't cook. She wouldn't get me a pizza when she went out. Okay.
And is it a slang? Is it slang?
No, tiff is not a slang.
Thank you.
It's not a slang. Right, I had some exercises to do, but we don't have time to do them. Everything always takes so long. Right, that was quite a formal presentation. Just so you know, Nellie, for benefit of Kate, Nellie, and Tiffany, compared to what we normally do, that was a bit more of a lesson than what we often do. But I hope it's been useful, because I've been doing a lot of the speaking and waiting for your response and presenting from PowerPoint. And as the others know, it's not always that way, is it? A lot of it is about chat. And if we'd had time, and we're always running out of time, I'd have been putting you into separate rooms, into breakout rooms, so you could make conversations together, because I believe that's valuable as well. And what I'd intended to do this time was to put you into breakout rooms and use some of these expressions, and I was going to give you strict instructions And Tanya, Eva, Alma, Samuel will understand what I mean here. Only to use one idiom.
Don't overuse it.
Don't overuse it. And then one response. Because what happens is that they go into these breakout rooms and they come back and the whole conversation is splattered, is full of idioms and sounds so unnatural. The most amusing was May, who we can't see because of electricity. We laughed about it when we were doing bothered about. And in the conversation, in one paragraph, she used it 3 times in different ways, and all of they all do the same, and it all sounds so unnatural. They don't work like that, and this is why I'm trying to produce conversations. They appear spontaneously, especially the idioms. The fixed expressions are appearing all the time. Yeah. What do you think about? Well, I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'll tell you what. Yeah. Hey, have you thought about doing, or shall we do these kind of things? These are the linking things, which are more important than some of the idioms, but you need to know the idioms, and of course you need to know the phrasal verbs, and collocations are important. They get merged together. There's an overlap. I can't remember who it was now, but there's one scholar, one writer who believes that everything is a collocation. It is really. You know, they're the words which we as native speakers fit together, and you have them in your own language. You don't think about the grammar. You don't sit back and think now. You know, and it doesn't momentarily go through the word. Should I use past perfect here, or should I use past simple? They're chunks, the chunks of language. So what we'll do next time, I don't know. We now have, I'm going to be absolutely knackered with it. Knackered means exhausted, but we're doing one on Tuesdays now at 7 o'clock, which is going to suit Europeans. Are you an hour, Eva and Samuel, are you an hour ahead?
Right, yeah. Right, yeah.
2 hours. Kate, I know is, so you should all be a bit. Tanya, you're 2 hours ahead. No, you're in Germany, not in Ukraine. 2 hours ahead. So I open that way, and I'll think about what I'm going to do on the Thursday one, because the Thursday one's always a problem. All right, Tiffany, how are you? Have you got on all right? Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking for the next workshop to see how actually the workshop works.
Good. Kate, you seem to be settling in. Yeah. All right.
It's okay. It's okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Nelly, you're...
No, my teacher, you know, I'm knocking all the time, and they ask me, "Are you finishing? Are you finishing?" Yeah.
So sorry, who is say that again?
My kids are knocking to the door all the time, and they ask me, "When are you going to finish?"
You had that problem before, didn't you? I remember. Sorry about that. Yeah.
Oh, no problem.
Get them sat in front of the sitting in front of the television with a load of cartoons or something, and big piles of ice cream. It's mummy's English 2 hours. Nelly, how are you doing? You all right?
I'm fine. Great class. I really enjoy it, and yeah, I love it. So thank you for today's lesson.
And my old faithfuls, Eva, Alma, Tanya, thank you very much. And I'll hopefully see some of you on Tuesday. Okay?
Yes, I will do my best for sure. Yeah.
Tuesday, what time? What time on Tuesday?
it's 7 o'clock my time. So it's 8 o'clock in Europe. For you, Tiffany, it's 7 o'clock. Nelly, I don't know for you.
We're 4 hours behind.
So it's 4 o'clock.
So it's like 3 o'clock. Yeah. I'm not sure if I can make it.
You
I
said
have to teach that day.
You said
4 hours. Yeah, behind.
If it's 7 o'clock, yeah, it'd be 3 o'clock for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm not sure. I will let you know.
Okay. Well, that's fine. What do you think about the Thursday one? Does the Thursday one give anyone? I had 4. No, I had 3 of you there. I know Thursday's a problem. Milena, I know, it finds Thursday difficult because she's working. I'll think about that anyway. I may look at changing the Thursday one. Sam, you always seem to be available. I do not believe you do anything else other than come to my workshops. All right, kids.
All right.
I'll see you.
Okay.
I'll see
Thank
you.
you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Thanks a
Ciao.
lot. Bye.
Thank you. Goodbye. Thank you.